We're back to Neil Haley Show, and my guest today is author Robert Wills. Robert, thanks for stopping by, and I guess inventor. We're going to have to talk about that in a different show and another topic, but we're going to talk about your other series, your adventure series. We talked about the Gnomes already. Wow, that's cool. You know, you continue to write books, and you're going to be out there, social media, telling people more and more about them. But let's talk about your adventure series, especially the idea of Bigfoot. How did that start? How did that develop?
Well, it started with the series. I call the series Alternative Series, which is alternate history is what it's mainly about. And it's kind of like the Jack Reacher stories where I have the same characters, but they're involved in different adventures. And they just returned from an adventure where they were capturing a giant ape in the Great Rift Valley and bringing him to the Paris Expo in 1899. And I was actually traveling up north to visit my daughter. And driving up north, there's a couple of Bigfoot museums up there that you running through the Mississippi Valley up toward Kansas is where we were going. And I thought I'd like to write a story about Bigfoot. So I took my adventurers, and they're now down in Louisiana looking for giant reptiles, giant alligators to bring to the Paris Zoo. And they're also from some Indian friends of one of the characters. They're trying to capture Bigfoot because it's an Indian legend. And so they're in search of Bigfoot running up the Mississippi Valley in the 1900s. And it's really kind of a fun adventure that they have, trying to track down this mythical beast of Native American lore. Absolutely.
And so that series went through three books about Bigfoot then. Is that correct?
Well, I guess they're standalone books, but all within the same series because it's the same characters, but they're on different adventures. So the one book is specifically about Bigfoot. The previous book is they're dealing with the giant ape, a 25-foot ape that they bring back. The next adventure has them in Romania, and they're going to be trying to rescue one of their comrades who's been captured by a vampire. And then 1901 Romania is where they're going to end up in that one.
So a lot of it has to do with mythical characters that are really popular.
It does. Yeah, I'm a fan of Harry Turtledove, and he writes all sorts of alternative history, Civil War, World War I, World War II, and I enjoy those. A lot of research that he does. So I kind of tried to write the same thing with different perspectives on parts of history, adding in some mythical beasts that may or may not be around at that time.
Now, why was it the Bigfoot? And this is my take on this. This is why that one book should do well standalone in every Bigfoot museum and different store to carry your book. Why is Bigfoot so popular and people believe that it's here?
It's I'm not sure. It's just an ongoing thing, and it's always hard to, people try to disprove it, and then out of the blue you come across someone who has footprint castings, or they have videos and such. In fact, it's funny. My daughter, while her husband, they were in the Army stationed at Fort Drum, their pastor had Bigfoot castings from an encounter that he had with Bigfoot. So it's kind of weird that, and I had no idea at the time, and that was 5 years ago. And she just mentioned it when I showed her the book. She said, "Oh, my pastor had this sort of stuff." So it's people from all walks of life that have these, unusual encounters that I think helps perpetuate the mystery of Bigfoot. And it's really a lot of fun to write.
No, it's definitely a lot of fun to write. It's something that gets you excited every time, and people love it. And then I guess Ape, you must have been a fan of King Kong too. That's why you wrote one of the books too, right?
I was, and on those books, something that I did. There's this book, and I can't remember the name of the author. He actually worked on Jurassic Park. He was an archaeologist, or he is an archaeologist. He wrote this book called Raptor Red, and it's about a raptor. And he writes the book about this raptor's life in the first person. The point of view is from the raptor, and I thought, well, that's kind of cool. So in my story with Bigfoot and Sasquatch, there are entire chapters that are from the point of view of the character. So in that chapter, Bigfoot is the point of view. So everything that he's seeing and interacting is from the point of view of him. And that I think that's something that I always thought was missing when you watch any of the King Kong movies or Godzilla movies. You never get things from their point of view. It's always from the human's point of view. So I thought that was a kind of a fun thing to do.
All right. And so the best place people can go find information on you, where can they go?
RobertPWills.com. has all my books on there, and you click on the cover and it takes you to Amazon where you can buy it as a Kindle or a paperback.
All right. Well, we appreciate it, Robert. Look forward to another segment soon. Take care now.
Thank you.
Are you listening and watching the Neil Haley Show? And we'll be back in just a moment.